Good day. This is your usual English companion and friend. Today we're going to be looking at a lesson on English language, specifically on vocabulary. Something very, very important, the sounds of English. It is important because it holds English speech. So, English as a language has 21 consonants and 5 vowels. In terms of letters, take note. Again, users of the language must understand or know that there is a great difference between a letter in English and a sound. These are different because it is clear that a sound is the raw state which is represented by a letter in the written form. Hence, it could be said that letters represent sounds, since sounds are in their raw forms or state. Again, the English language has numerous peculiarities. In terms of raw sounds, the 5 original vowel sounds or letters which we know can produce 25 vowel sounds, depending on how they could be combined. I take it all over again. The 5 vowel letters which we know, which is usually sound A, E, I, O, could generate 25 different vowel sounds used in the spellings or pronunciations of English words. We do also have close to 24 consonant sounds, a difference which we have since there are 21 consonant letters in English. Hence, it shows us clearly that learners of the English language or users of the language should be able to master the difference between a letter and a sound. For instance, the letter which is written A could give different sounds. It could be used in a word like make, spelled M-A-K-E, which obviously it is clear there that the letter A in its raw form will be pronounced A. We could also have the word car, a car. Letter A there is the R sound, the stretched sound of R. Let us now look at a task that will go a long way to help us enhance the pronunciation of some words in English. Remember that the way a word is pronounced would greatly determine how it is spelled. This means that sounds are greatly different from letters. But all in all, sounds and letters help in the enhancement of spellings and pronunciation. Now, this is the task. Attempt a fluid pronunciation of the following words, and in doing so, lay emphasis or pay keen attention on or to the underlined letters. They come in their pairs. I give you time to reflect, to read, and to attempt to pronounce those words. Remember that it is not an easy exercise. This explains why pronunciation and a good mastery of spellings will obviously enhance English speech in every way possible. As you pronounce the words on the board, take note that some of them make use of vowel sounds, while others make use of consonant sounds in terms of the underlined letters in the words. As you pronounce the words and go, you will get to know that you thought that the exercise was going to be easy. I wonder what your pronunciations look like. Some will be terrible, some beautiful, some interesting altogether. So, what did your pronunciations look like? If you got sounds like beats and beat, let and lead, cut and car, about, goat, gut, pour, paw, fire, then you got the right vowel sounds in the words that were listed. Lastly, we have rise and rice. The z and the s sounds are different. For the consonant sounds, if you got pronunciations like that, singing, church, George, thin, cat, then your consonant pronunciations were correct. Remember that, as already highlighted, there are many of these consonants and vowel sounds, since there are numerous, that is, thousands and thousands of words used in the English language. Now, the above exercise has helped us to see that truly there is a great difference between a letter and a sound, in that letters are physical representations of sounds, while sounds are the raw forms of letters. Interesting, isn't it? This means that users of the language must pay keen attention to the sounds than the letters that make up or build a word. Now we may want to ask the question, how important are sounds? What will the knowledge of sounds do to us as users of the English language? Interesting enough, there are many things that sounds will do to us. With a mastery and an acquisition of knowledge in sounds used in the English language, learners or users of the language will be able to demonstrate articulate pronunciations of words. They would be also able to ease their mastery of the spellings of English words. Remember that the way words are pronounced would greatly influence the way that they are spelled. Again, they will be able to master the syllabification of words through their study of sounds. This is simply because sounds that make up words have different segments in different words, and syllabification, as we'll get to know in our next or one of the subsequent lessons, is the process by which words are split into sound segments that come together to build words, be they long or short words in English. Hence, a mastery of pronunciation and sounds will ease our knowledge of syllabification. When we do all the above, that is, we articulate well, we master spellings and syllabification, they will all contribute to the enhancement of a good and perfect English accent. It is worth noting that these and more will be tested time and again, since it is obvious that we will want to know your level of sound knowledge and how you could pronounce words with relative ease. And in English language, especially in listening and reading comprehension passages or exercises, your knowledge of sound through vocabulary will be tested. Please, it is important that users of the language master the difference between the sounds that make up a word or the sounds that build up a word and the letters that spell out that word. If this is not done, there will be great trouble. For instance, it is clear that when sounds are mistaken for letters, a disaster is bound to occur at the level of spelling and pronunciation of these words. This explains why your knowledge of sounds, spellings, and how those sounds combine to form words in English will always be tested in every listening and reading activity. Even in vocabulary, you will be tested on the combination of sounds that make up the word. To end, you are expected to always familiarize yourself with the practice of watching Western movies or listening, most especially to Western audios that have perfect or that have a perfect trait or do a perfect touch of English pronunciations and spellings that will obviously go a long way to enhance the kind of accent that you should have as a user of the English language. Remember that how you speak wherever you are determines how people are going to look at you. And it is clear that a good and perfect accent, a mastery, and elaborate pronunciation of words will cause others who listen to you talk or speak to say that for sure you have what it takes to be a great user of the English language. It has been your English companion and friend. Hope to meet you in our next or subsequent lessons that will deal on other issues that are central to the acquisition of knowledge in English. Thank you for your kind attention and see you. Bye.